Hi students, let's go ahead and get started. Today we are going to focus our attention on 2.2 multiplying polynomials. So the essential question for today is, how do you multiply two polynomials? Make sure you have your title, your name, date, period, so that you get credit for your notes today. There are several different methods. We're going to go over 3 of them. The first one is the distributive property. Some students call this the rainbow method. The next one is the box method. Sorry about that. Okay, that is my favorite. And the last one is the FOIL method. Again, some of you may have heard these in your Math 1 class, or even in 8th grade. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We are multiplying polynomials. So we're multiplying polynomials. The first method I want to share with you is the FOIL method. I think most of you guys are familiar with that. So the FOIL method says this. We have first, so you want to multiply the first 2 terms. So x times x is x squared. The O stands for outside terms, so the terms that are on the outside, and we can call this x and 5. So x times 5 is 5x. The I stands for the terms that are on the inside, so the terms here. And this would be 2 times x plus 2x. And the L stands for the last. The last 2 terms would be 2 times 5, which is positive 10. Okay. Now, once you have that, students, let's go ahead and combine like terms. We have like terms, which is our middle term. 5x and 2x gives us 7x. And bring down that 10. We don't have any other like terms, so simply bring those down. Now, if you're not comfortable or you're like, I hate the FOIL method, let's turn to the box method. Excuse me. Yes, I do want you to write this method down. I want you to show your work. We're not going to do that for every single problem. I'm not going to ask you to do that for every single problem, but I want you to do it for now. Now, the box method says this. You are going to create a box that will fit these terms on the outside. So we have binomial times a binomial, which will create a 2 by 2 box. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter where you put this x plus 2. You can put it at the top, put your x here, put your positive 2 here. Along the side, you can put x plus 5. And then if you want, you can switch the 2. It doesn't matter, okay? So here we go. But what you cannot do is say, oh, I want to combine x and x. So you put an x and x here and you 5 and 2 here. You can't do that. They come together. Whatever's inside the parentheses, you must place. So here's x plus 2. And then we have x plus 5. X plus 5. I always encourage you to bring the sign, because that could potentially hurt you in the end, especially if we throw in some negatives like we are in the next couple of steps. Okay. All right. So what are we doing here? We are multiplying. And what are we multiplying? We're multiplying x times x will give us the answer here. So x times x is x squared. We're not adding. A lot of students start multiplying and then they want to start adding. X times 2 is 2x. 5 times x, or x times 5, is 5x. And we have 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, once you have that inside your box, you'll notice that the diagonals, you will be able to combine those like terms. Okay, and it's up to you. You can write everything out on the outside of the box and then combine like terms. Or you can simply combine the terms on the inside and write down your answer. And we end up with x squared plus 7x plus 10. So students, I just wanted to share this with you because no matter what method you decide to use, you're going to get the same answer. Okay? As long as you're multiplying the correct way. Okay? Again, I am a huge fan of the box method, so I'm going to use the box method. If you want to use the FOIL method, that's fine. So again, I have a 2 by 2. So I'm going to write this. And I'm going to put x minus 3 at the top, x minus 6 at the bottom. Okay. And here we go. We're going to multiply the 2. Let me use a different color. Multiply the 2 and we get x times x is x squared. X times a negative 3 is a negative 3x. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. A negative times a negative is a positive. 3 times 6 is 18. Okay. Again, you can see that we have terms that we can combine. Take a look. We have, I can write this down. X squared minus 3x minus 6x plus 18. So you don't have to write this down, but you'll notice that these are the two terms that we are going to combine. And what does that give me? X squared, a negative 3x plus a negative 6x. They have the same sign, so we are going to add. We end up with negative 9x plus 18. We're going to add our two negative numbers. Keep it negative. There's your final answer. Okay. All right, let's keep going. What happens if we have a negative and a positive and we have a coefficient of 2 in front of our variable x, where we didn't have that before? Okay, so I'll show you how we can do that. We still have a 2 binomial, so we're still going to create a 2 by 2 box. Make sure your box is large enough to show your work. 2x minus 3, and then we have x plus 5. Okay. Again, students, we're doing the exact same thing we did up here. Multiply these two. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x squared. Okay. Remember, when you're multiplying exponents, when you're multiplying polynomials, you're really adding your exponents. Okay. All right. X times a negative 3 is a negative 3. Sorry, negative 3x. And we have 2x times 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. Bring down your x. So we have 10x. And you have a positive 5, negative 3. Multiply, you end up with a negative 15. Again, you can take a look. We have like terms. Negative 3x and a positive 10x. There you are. Okay, again, I'm your teacher, so I'm going to show all the work, okay? You guys, if you want, you can skip this step because you've already showed me that you're going to combine these two. 2x squared minus 3x plus 10x minus 15. Again, we said combine like terms, so we're combining these terms, negative 3x and a positive 10x. We have different signs, so subtract. 2x squared, keep it positive, plus 7x minus 15. And there's your final answer. Again, please make sure you show your work, box your answer. All right, fantastic. I'm confident that you guys understand how to multiply binomials. Let's throw in a curveball. Multiplying a binomial and a trinomial. So a term a polynomial that has 2 terms and a polynomial that has 3 terms. So binomial has 2 terms, trinomial has 3 terms. Okay, so again, as I mentioned before, I'm a huge fan of the box method because it comes into handy. It organizes your thoughts, and I'm going to use the box method. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what kind of box are we going to create? Either 2 by 3 or 3 by 2. It doesn't matter, okay? But placement, that does matter. So I am going to, let's see, show my work here. So here is, make sure there's enough room. Obviously, I won't be able to place this trinomial here because there's not enough spaces. So that trinomial needs to go at the top. If you don't want to draw that type of box, then I'm gonna over here, hopefully you can see it. You can draw a another box, and it would look like this: 1, 2, 3, and this. That you can put your x plus 5 at the top, and here you can put x squared minus 3x plus minus 2. Okay, but I'm not going to use this box. I'm going to use this one. It doesn't matter. Pick a box. Oops, what did I do? Sorry. X plus 5 goes here. Vertical and horizontal, we have x squared minus 3x minus 2. So very similar to what we did in example 1, B and C. Creating our box, we're still multiplying. Okay, here we go. Again, anytime you're multiplying polynomials, you're really adding your exponent. So x squared times x is x cubed. Again, you have an imaginary 1 there. You have a negative 3x times x is a negative 3x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. All right, down here we have 5 times x squared is positive 5x squared. Here we have positive 5 and negative 3x, so this is negative 15x. And our last one is 5 and negative 2 multiply, and we end up with negative 10. Okay, so as you can see, there are several different terms that we can combine. Okay, we have, and again, they're usually diagonal as long as you did it the proper way. You have some like terms there. We have the negative 3x squared and the 5x squared, and then you have these terms, negative 2x and a negative 15x. I'm your teacher. I'm going to write everything out that you see in the box. I'm going to write it out here. X cubed minus 4x squared minus 3x squared minus 4x plus 12x plus 12. Wait, what am I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking at something else. I apologize. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Okay, let's do that one more time. X cubed plus 2x squared. Okay. Mrs. Holmes, let's get it together. Okay, we got it together. I'm pumping myself up, students. What am I missing? Where did I get this? I don't know what's going on. I think it's the heat. 5x squared minus 2x squared minus 15x minus 10. Okay. All right, there we go. Combine like terms. Here we are, terms. So negative 3x squared, positive 5x squared, that gives us a positive 2x squared. And we have two negative numbers. We're adding two negative numbers. Minus 17x minus 10. All right, there's your final answer, students. Hopefully yours is, I apologize for those mistakes. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's do one more. One more. Again, I'm still using the box method. Make sure I have enough space Please make sure your box is not teeny tiny. X minus 3. Here we have x squared minus 4x minus 4. Okay, this is going to be our last problem for 2.2. All right, we're going to multiply these. Whoops. Multiply these two. X times x squared gives you x to the third power. X times a negative 4x is negative 4x squared. And multiply these two, you end up with a negative 4x. Multiply these two, you end up with a negative 3x squared. Multiply these two, you end up with a double negative, and that gives you positive 12x. Multiply these two, double negative makes it a positive, and we have a positive 12. Okay, I can see we have some terms that we can combine. Okay, do you guys see that? So down here, let me zoom out for just a moment. Okay, looks like we can, as long as you did it right, we can combine these terms and these terms. That's what I'm looking at. So everything on the inside of that box, I'm going to write out x cubed minus squared minus, what was that, 3x squared minus 4x, positive 12x, and then we have a positive 12. Okay. All right, so notice how we can combine these. They're both negative, so we're going to make it a positive x cubed minus, sorry, both negative, we're going to add them. Negative 4x plus 12x, subtract, keep it positive, 8x plus 12. All right, students, there you have it. Enjoy.